It's crazy that this is life, but it is. Trying to find this lamp light, but I can't. Where you at, man? All right, either way, about time for another Coach Life. There's a lot to catch up on. I'm back in New York City. I'm doing work that I love with people that I love, and it's kind of tripped out. But right now, parenthetical in the parenthetical, I'm back on Martha's Vineyard at Slough Farm. I'm doing a Featherstone artist residency. It's about a week. They created the space for us to come and be creatives. There's no product we have to produce, so it's one of those things where if you're lucky enough to take advantage of it, you'd be a fool not to. There's some, as you can see, I don't know if you, this space is immaculate. The source of the wealth has been a point of contention for people. So it's just trying to figure out exactly what happened, how. I'm gonna let other people do that. Right now, I'm gonna enjoy this moment. It is what it is, you know what I mean? But on a more serious note, I do want to start doing Coach Lives more often. Obviously, I'm a little out of sync. There's so much going on, and I haven't done the best job of thinking that it was important to document it through Coach Life, just because I'm around the people I want to be around. I'm doing the things I want to do. So I didn't see the need to have another audience, and it'd be, let's be honest, my videos get like 17 views tops on a good week. So it's not like I was really pressed to do it, but something told me that doesn't matter. Like, when the universal force is working its magic, it needs you to still be in position as if, because it's true, even if you don't see it. So that's a roundabout way of me saying I know my power, and it's good to have reminders to check in. And I mean, obviously this is a fantastic reminder, so I'm gonna take full advantage of it. I'm gonna deal with all the details and all that afterwards. So this Coach Life, unfortunately, we just lost Takeoff. I would say rest in peace, God bless the dead, but at this point it's like, what are we really doing? What are we really doing? I myself am not like, oh, rappers are the best creatives or people that we should emulate or whatever, aspire to be. That's a whole nother issue. Just imagine someone that looks like you doing something that you did, dying over and over to gun violence. It just keeps happening, right? So our sense of self, it's like, I just got killed. You know what I mean? A part of me just got killed. And how many rappers have we lost? We lost PNB Rock before that, Pop Smoke. It's just like, we might have lost more than I don't know. But my point in saying that right now is we got to do a better job of holding ourselves accountable for us. And I don't know what the hell that looks like. I have no clue. But for me, it means speaking my truth in certain rooms and points in time where it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. Because if there was more texture for us to grab onto, in other words, if young students who look like me thought there was more options than just rapping or basketball or whatever the top 5 are, then we would have more compassion for each other, because we would understand, like, oh, maybe you fill one role, but maybe you are actually something else. Like, I've seen this happen before. I've seen a lot of rappers who are actually knights at ball. I've seen a lot of ball players who are actually architects. You see how crazy that sounds? It's like, you don't see a lot of ball players that are architects. It's like, Is it that far-fetched? I'm sure there's more architects than ball players. So just that one little example lets you know what I'm talking about. We need more ground so we can have texture, so it's something to hold on to. Because we're losing us. We're losing our identity. I'm not saying go out here talking like the white man. Like that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying retain your truth, but be more courageous in what you aspire towards. So that's not necessarily the child's job. That's the educator's job. That's the family member's job. That's the community's job to give them more options when they're wide open, dynamic, and creative. So I don't know how to wrap that up in a coach life way, but I will say I was building with one of the writers in the residency with me, and he said his kid, who's like 3 years old, because they were talking about why people call me coach and how that the coach name can be a thing, and Mateo was talking about how the serious conversations we would have when the students try to call me by my first name, because that's the way the charter school does it, but not with me. And it was a serious conversation, and so the artist in the residency was like, yeah, my son who's 3, he just tried to call me by my first name. And we both started, he was like, yeah, he just kind of threw it out there and was like, it's like he was testing it out, testing the waters. So it was very real. I don't know what the hell that had to do with anything, but I thought it was hilarious, man. Kid by calling him by his name, coach. Context for architecture. Wow, I just spun out. I had a very long day. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a long day yesterday. Yesterday I got, me and Wayne hit the road around 2 a.m. Drove up to it's like a 4-hour drive. We was driving through the fog, different types of fog. Some of it was so thick you couldn't see nothing. Deers, side of the road, leaking. So we got to the vineyard around 6, a little after 6, caught the 6:45, ferried over in the fog, got here, hit the crib, tidied up a little bit, fell asleep for like an hour or two, woke up to Rose phone call, whoop whoop, shower, turned the car over, had to make sure, the car been sitting for a while, had some issues beforehand. Luckily she was running good, and we went and scooped Rose, had a whole island experience with Rose. It was so fun. We was just bing, bang, boom, loving in the house, and made candelas, fire joints. And then, today, dropped Rose off at the boat. I had a Zoom with working on District 2, I believe it was, back in the city, working on work-based learning, or what do they call it? Work-based learning or workplace learning, something like that. But either way, the tutoring programs, the mentoring programs, the internship programs, man, I was expecting like a PD vibe, like kind of boring and repetitive, but everyone was so alive and sharing good ideas and smart and insightful. I was like, yo, this is fire. So shout out to Stacy for linking that. And that was a couple of hours. Then I built with my new landlady, got the lease sent over, built with the bank, tried to get the Zelle wasn't working, yada, yada, yada. Tech issues out the wazoo. Wheeled over here to Slough, found the spot, met the folks, just built with Ann and like everyone involved with Slough, everyone involved with Featherstone, the artists, just built with them, got the fireplace going. And I'm gonna go back to the crib after this, but I'm gonna wait for them to bring the food from Rockfish. And that's day 1 of residency at Slough. So, the Featherstone residency at Slough. I think that's important to note, because for a person like me, I probably wouldn't be here if it was just Slough. It was the Featherstone component that allowed me an entry point, because it was murky. So Super grateful, ready to eat, ready to get on with the rest of it. But this is day one. I got to catch up in my journal and then do what I do best, right? So I'll holler at y'all later. Coach Life. Ciao.